Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have quite an exciting video. I went to 66Books, so I've got a big pile in front of me of all the books that I bought from there. So I thought I'd kind of go through my experience with you guys and then show you the books that I got while I was there. So let's jump straight into it. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and my Amazon and social medias and everything will be linked in the description box below. Let's get into the video. So the warehouse is called 66Books and it's down in Hemel Hempstead. Now, if you know nothing about it, it's a book warehouse that's open one weekend a month to the general public. So I do think they've started putting on some extra dates as well. So I know that I went last weekend and they've done it again this weekend. So they are chucking on some extra dates just because I think it's been a lot more popular than they'd sort of expected, because it did blow up on TikTok. But basically they do all the books in there for at least 70% off the recommended retail price. The only problem is I don't actually have a receipt, so I can't give you a complete rundown. I would have to sit and work them all out, which I could do. Shall I do that? I might do that. Okay, I'll do that. So I first want to talk about sort of my experience. I do have a few little clips. I don't know if I'll be including many of them or not. So we went on a Sunday of the main dates, not the extra dates. So we went on, I think it was the 12th of May. I live up in Sheffield, so it's a 3-hour drive from where I live. And I went with my partner Dan. So we got up at 4 a.m. Literally, I got up at 4 a.m, got ready, and we left for 5. So it's just under a 3-hour drive at that time in the morning. So we got there for around sort of 8:15, because we did stop for a Mackey's breakfast. But yeah, so we got there for around 8:15. I wanted to be in the queues ready before it opened. When we got there was probably only 15 people in front of us. So I wanted to get there super early because everyone said that the queues are ridiculous, that it's you'll end up queuing outside for hours. And yeah, we were literally in by 9 o'clock, there were no messing. So I know some people have had really bad experiences with that, but I don't know if we just got lucky or I don't know. But yeah, Sunday, 8:15. In for 9 o'clock, absolutely no problems. So we took snacks and drinks and everything, expecting to be queuing outside for ages, and literally got straight in. When you get in, they give you a bit of a talk at the bottom of the stairs, and they just ask that you don't really film in there if you can, or if you do want to film, make sure you don't get anybody's faces and things, which is why I didn't happen to get many clips. When you get in, it is a little bit overwhelming. So there is very little organisation to the whole warehouse. It is a functioning warehouse, so it's just 2 floors of literally shelves stacked floor to ceiling of books. There's no organisation, there's no tips I can give you for that, but what we did was literally just walk up and down every single aisle. Some people have said walk the entire aisle, walk the entire warehouse and then start back at the beginning and get the books that you want, but there were quite a few where there weren't many left. I didn't want to risk leaving them and coming back and them being gone, so I literally was just picking stuff up as I went round. I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 19 books in total. I expected to come out with more. I must admit, I did expect to come out with more. My biggest tip is take a trolley. Some people were taking suitcases, some people were just managing with the baskets, but my back was hurting from walking around, and I've got a joint condition anyway, so I think if I was walking around with the baskets I'd have really hurt myself. So I don't have it anymore, but I borrowed one of those, what I call an old lady trolley, but you know, the ones with the 2 wheels and then a little pull handle. I took one of those, and it was honestly the greatest thing I've ever done. I don't think I'd have had a very good time if I didn't have that. Some people were taking suitcases, but the aisles are really thin. You couldn't walk side by side past each other. You had to sort of turn to get out of each other's way to let people through. So the suitcases, it's not like you can lay them down and open them and things like that. So having one of those little trolleys was honestly the greatest thing I could have done. It made my experience so much better. So that's one thing I do definitely recommend. There's all sorts, there's all genres, there's kids books as well, there's biographies, autobiographies, there's honestly everything. The only thing they don't really have is new releases, so if you're going with the intention of getting new releases, don't bother, because they don't have them. They do have some special editions and things, but they do tend to go quite quick, so I didn't actually see many, but I was talking to one of my friends who went on the Saturday, and she's got quite a few special releases, so I think they do tend to go on the Saturdays, to be honest. So my main tips: be prepared to walk, wear something comfy. The warehouse was quite stuffy, the top floor, which is where you go first, was really hot, but then the downstairs is a lot cooler. So take layers, just take like a jacket that you can take off and tie around your waist or something. Comfy shoes, layers, take a trolley, like a little basket-y trolley thing if you can, because the baskets are awful and the aisles are so thin, and it's just so much easier in my opinion. Like I just don't think I'd have had a good time without the trolley. In my opinion, pick stuff up as you go. If you don't want it, they do ask you return everything to where you found it, so yes, it's a bit of a trek, but if it's something you do think you'll be wanting, just take it with you. If you're unsure, then yeah, leave it, come back for it later. But if you're pretty sure you're gonna want to take it home, then just take it with you. Just pick it up, take it with you. For a general sort of price range, if you think about like if something cost a tenner, you've then paid £3 for it. Not many books realistically are more than a tenner. I don't think any of mine were, to be honest. Let's have a quick look. A lot of mine were like £9, so you're literally paying less than £3 for it. I'm gonna quickly go and work out the prices of these books, and then I will come back and show you all the books that I bought. Okay, so time for a haul. So I'm gonna go through all of the books that I bought at first at Book 66. So with it being a warehouse, they'll have like changing stock and things like that. So the books that I got, they might not have in the next 3 months, sort of things. So I don't know how often they sort of change their stock around, or if they just kind of supply the same stuff. I'm not going to go through them in any sort of particular order. I don't think. I'm just going to sort of just grab at them, whatever's on top. I didn't get a receipt when I went, which is a bit annoying. I did mean to ask, but she didn't offer me one and I just weren't thinking. So I'm just going to work out 70% of all of the books I got and then take it from there. So it might not be completely accurate, but I got the whole 19 books. I got all 19 books for around £55. I think it was just over. But yes, I'll work out 70% of them all, and then as I'm showing you the books, I'll tell you the 70% off price. So the first set that I got was the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. So I did already own the first 3 of these, but I wanted the whole set matching, and I didn't have 4, and I just think these covers are a lot prettier than the covers I had. So yeah, I like to have the full set, and I like them to be all pretty and matching. So I did buy them again. So I'm very excited to read these again. I did say that not long back. I have read them before, but I do really want to read them again. So these are the first ones I got. They should have cost £35.96. I paid £10.80-ish for them. So you can't really complain at that. Like, you got 4 books for just over a tenner. I'm not gonna say no. I did get quite a few sets, thinking about it. Like, most of the books I got are sets. The next set that I got is a set that I've been wanting to read for ages, and also my partner's been wanting to read for a while as well. I don't actually know too much about them, but they've been on my radar a while, and I'm super excited to get into them. But I bought the Scythe series. So I do think there's a 4th one. I could be totally making that up, but I've got it in my head there's a 4th one. I don't know, but I at least have the first 3, and I'm pretty sure these are the main covers that they do anyway. So hopefully if there's a 4th one, it'll be easy enough for me to get it. I don't know much about these. I think it's just kind of like there's basically a cure for everything. So now they're having to find a way to sort of control the population, because like people aren't even dying of old age. It's kind of everything's just been cured. I think that's down to the Scythes. I might be totally lying to you about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what these are about. Yeah, so they should have been £8.99 each. So that takes it down to around £2.70 each. So for all 3 of them, I paid about £8.10. Again, I'm not going to turn that down. I'm going to say that about every book, but it was amazing. Just walking around and just being able to be like, oh, well, it's only this, I'll just have that. Oh, it's only going to cost me that, I'll just have it. But yeah, I am excited to read these. I don't know if I'll read them first or my partner will. I might let him read them first, because if he's going to read with me, I'm not going to say no. Moving on to another series that I bought. Again, I don't actually know much about them, but I've seen so many people raving about it, and I just wanted to get on board. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, why don't you just buy the first one and see what you think about it? But when they're costing me less than £3 a book, I'm just going to go for it. Because if I love it and then I have to pay full price for them later, I'm going to be mad about it. So I just got the whole set. So I got I think it's the Naturals series. I'm pretty sure it's called the Naturals. Yeah, it says the Naturals novel on the bottom, so I'm going to assume that they're just called the Naturals series. And these are by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. But yes, it's a 4-book series. I think I don't even know if they're actually fantasy or not, but I think our main character's gifted. Cassie is natural at reading people, so I don't know if that's like a gift thing or what, but it sounds like a bit of a there's some murders and she's basically brought in to help. But yeah, there's like a naturals program, so I'm going to assume that they're like gifted people and have to go and help basically solve these murders. And these should have been, again, £8.99 each, so that's around £2.70 a book. So for all 4 books I paid about £10.80. which again, for a full series, you're just not going to skip up on that opportunity, are you? At least I'm not, but then again, I've got no self-control, so does that really count? Not really. The next that I got was the Darkest Mind books. Again, if you've watched my like book collection or anything like that, you'll see that I did already have this one in this cover, but it's battered, so I bought it again because that's just the kind of person I am. But I did also buy the rest of the set. Now I still haven't read it, but again, same players as before. If I love it and then I have to pay full price for it, I'm going to be wasting money when I could have got it for cheaper. So girl math, we're running with it. So I got all 4 books. So this is the Darkest Mind series by Alexandra Bracken. I've heard a lot of good things about this. They have also made it into a series and I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if it's a series or a film, but they have made the first bit into one of those things, I think. Can't be bad if they're making it into programmes, that's all I have to say. But yeah, so I'm super excited to get into these. These were supposed to be $8.99 each, so again $2.70 a book, or £10.80 for all 4. The next book I got was one of the Disney Twisted Tales. So I have 12 of these already on my bookshelves, but in different covers. But I think they've changed all the covers to these ones, which is a little bit annoying because they're all coloured on the side, whereas all the ones I have are just black on the side. But yeah, this is the Suddenly Super, so it's the Incredibles one. Now, Incredibles is one of my favourite Disney films. I don't know why, I just love it. I'm super excited to get around to this one. If you don't know much about the Twisted Tales books, it's basically like what would happen if the happy ending didn't happen, basically. Or like, because for example, I think like with the one based on Tangled, so Rapunzel's story, instead of like a golden flower that helps with healing powers, it gives her like a negative or dangerous ability. I'm not entirely sure what that ability is, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. So this one's about Violet, I think. So if you've seen Incredibles, you'll know Violet. So I do think this one is actually based on one of the ladies from the second book, the second film, which I didn't expect. Ah, okay, that's really interesting, and I'm now actually really excited to read this. So in the first, I don't know if you've seen Incredibles, I hope you have. If not, watch it immediately. But in the first Incredibles movie, Syndrome's like the bad guy, but in this it sounds like he actually helps this time. I'm intrigued. I am definitely excited to read this. So this should again cost £8.99, so around £2.70 for it. And then the last few books are just some romance ones. So the first one I got was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I've heard a lot of people talking about this book. I'm not a massive fan of just like romance books. I usually like them to be like either fantasy romance or something a bit more smutty. I don't know if these are smutty or not, to be honest, but I heard a lot of people raving about it, and I heard a lot of people in the bookshelf being like, oh my god, they've got that one, should I get it? Like, I'm gonna get it. So then, like, because I heard like 3 or 4 people, I was like, okay, well, I can't not now. Like, everybody's raving about it, so I've got to get it. So I had like a very quick read on the back while I was in there, and then I just got it. I just got it. It should have cost me £10, well, £9.99, so it'd have cost around £3. So again, £3 a book, you're not going to say no. It's like the works prices for books that aren't in the works. I'm just not going to say no. I don't have that kind of willpower. The last books that I got were just 2 from Tessa Bailey. So I have Too Beautiful to Break and Too Hot to Handle. I didn't know if these were like a series or not because they're very similar vibes. So I was like, well, I'll get those 2 and start with those. These should have again been around £10, well, £9.99, so I'd have paid about £3 for them. They just sound really nice. Like on the back, they sound like easy, cute little romances, just like when you want something just where you don't have to think really hard, or they're just cozy romances, I think. I'm definitely excited to give them a go at some point. I don't think I'll jump on them right away, but I'm definitely looking forward to giving them a go when I'm wanting something just easy to read in summer. So yeah, I don't know if you can see them all behind me or not, but yeah, that's 19 books and I got them all for £55. So like I say, you're just not going to skip up on those opportunities when they're just so cheap. The only thing I wish I'd have done while I was there is just, once I'd got all the books that I think I wanted, is just have had one last little check over everything, because I felt as though I missed a lot of stuff. Like, because they're floor to ceiling with shelves and things, I just felt like I was getting a bit overwhelmed. So like the really busy ones, I was just kind of rushing, like the really busy aisles, I was just kind of rushing down to get off of them. So I do feel like I missed a lot of good stuff. So I do wish at the end, once I'd got the main bulk of the ones I wanted, if I'd have just quickly had another once over just to see if there was anything else. One of my friends is wanting to go anyway, so I think I'll be going again in a few months. So at least then, if there was anything I missed, it might still be there, or there'll be some like other books in there by then. I did really enjoy my experience. I think I had built it up in my head to be quite like overstimulating and just stress me out and make me quite anxious. But it was just really smooth sailing. Like the drive down was absolutely fine, because for me it's just M1 the whole way. There was like barely any queue outside. We were literally, it was nice and sunny as well, so that half an hour we were, not even half an hour to be fair, but the time we were stood outside just seemed to fly, because we were just stood in the sun having a chat with the people around us and things. We were in there for about 2.5 hours, so it does take a while to walk around the whole warehouse. It is big and there are 2 floors. I do recommend it. I will definitely be going again, and I might make it just like an annual visit, or depending on how often they change their stock and stuff, maybe every 6 months. Like the staff were all lovely. There was no drama in there. Like it was just lovely. A bit overwhelming, but all around just a lovely experience. So that is everything for today's video. I had a really good birthday. I had a really good little adventure down to Hemel Hempstead for my birthday as well. It was just all in all a really lovely weekend. We ended up staying down there and just making a weekend of it anyway. With my birthday money, I have also possibly bought a new bookshelf. So at some point in the next couple of weeks, there'll be the new video of me sort of building my bookshelves, getting all my books on there. So I'm super excited for that, and I hope you guys love that and are looking forward to it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And my social media and Amazon and everything will be linked in the description box. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.